Hello friends, my today topic is Introduction to DDL and DML Statements. So after database creation in MySql Workbench, after seeing how star schema looks like, how to install MySql Workbench, it's time to write some code where we are going to use a language called SQL for doing this particular code. I hope all of you know what SQL is. Just a quick recap, I will give you a very quick overview of what SQL is. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. So this is a language understood by all relational database management products, including MySQL, Oracle, Postgres, IBM DB2, Microsoft SQL Server. So all of these products are great part of SQL, which means it is really important and very useful to be an expert in SQL. SQL is a relatively simple language as compared to other Python and other languages. The strength of the language come in the form of that it comes with in the short statement format, which can execute immediately. Unlike other programming languages, you write a program, you compile and run it. So that's why it is said to be a declarative language where we declare something. So maximally you just declare the statement here and there and things happen. As very basic level, SQL has got two components on its language. Of language. One is DDL, another one is DML. DDL stand for data definition language and DML stand for data manipulation language. So to design the database, you have to use the vocabulary of the relational data model that is also shown in RDBMS model. We have tables, we have columns, and then we have constraints. uh, which you are means you are very familiar with those. In previous classes, we have covered all these things. So the DDL is a language to specify what my tables are, what my columns are, and what my constants are. So that's why it is called data definition language. So there are only few commands. A collection. So we are going forward. A collection of commands called DDL are used to specify a database's structure. Database objects, including tables, view, indexes, and constants, can be created, modified, and deleted using these commands. DDL statement specify how the data is arranged and accessed rather than altering the data that is stored in the database. On the other hand, DML is a set of instructions used to work with the data that is kept in the database. Data from the databases can be inserted, updated, and deleted, and retrieved using these procedures. DML statements alter the data that is stored in the database, not the database structure. So, what are DDL commands? A series of commands called DDL is used to specify a database structure. Database objects, including tables, views, indexes, and constants, are created, modified, and deleted using DDL statements. These statements specify how the data is arranged and accessed rather than manipulating the data that is kept in the database. So there are few DDL statements are create, alter, and drop. These are command. These are used to create a new table in the database. Create statement. Alter table statement is used to modify the structure of an existing table in the database. Similarly, drop table used to delete a table and all its data from the database. We can also use create in other things like creating index, creating view. So during the design and upkeep of a database, DDL statements are often executed by database administrators or developers. These declarations are necessary to guarantee that the database structure is clear and well suited for effective data storage and retrieval. This institute is the core DDL commands. These are three commands. For manipulating your schema itself, you want to create a new table, you have to use create. You have to modify an existing table, you have to use alter. You want to remove an existing table, you have to use remove that table or drop. So there is a we have to use drop. So there is a fourth one command which is used in both DDL and DML statement, and that is select command. I will talk about this after few minutes about this, but at the core of DDL we have only three commands: create, alter, and drop. So you can create anything in your schema by using these commands. You can create tables, you can create views, you can create constants by using this. I cannot alter or modify existing tables, existing views, existing constant. Similarly, I can alter or modify existing tables, views, or constant. Similarly, I can drop tables, views, and constant using all three commands together. Together, it is the manager of the database structure. Now, you have done very hard work to understand database commands. Now, it's time to work with the data. The set of command The set of commands that will work with your data is known as DML. It is also known as data manipulation language. A collection of instructions known as DML is used to alter database stored data. Data from tables in a database can be inserted, updated, deleted, and retrieved using DML statement. These statements alter the data that is stored in the database. Note the database structure. These are insert, update, and delete. Insert is used to add new data to a table. Update is used to modify existing data in a table. And delete is used to remove data from tables. Similarly, select is used to retrieve data from one or more tables in a database. So all these are DML command. Select is the common command, both in between DDL and DML. Inserting new rows of data, we have to use insert command. If I want to modify the existing data or rows of the data, I have to use update command. If I have to remove some rows of the data, I have to use delete command. You can use to retrieve data from the database select command. So what comes down to learning the syntax all around commands, even among these all 7 DDL command, it is all 7 DDL commands are very rarely used. In the life cycle of the database, it is used only once when I create database. After that, you have to forget about DDL. Now it comes to about DML. Oh, by all other time, we are using DML after creating database. So, for data insertion, to add new data to a table in the database, DML operations like insert are employed. With this command, you can update records in a database. For updating data to change current data in a table, DML operations like update are utilized. Similarly, for data deletion, we use DML command like delete. For data retrieval, we use select command. Similarly, filtering, we use DML command like where. So there are number of commands there are number of commands there with these three these three insert, update, delete, where we use for filtering, for removing, for updating some other thing also. In the coming videos, I will tell you how to use this. So this is all about DDL and DML. So among DML, the most important command is select, especially the when you are doing analysis. You are mostly working with the data which is inserted and modified by someone else. So as long as you are not there are who is developing database applications, select command is the mostly used. So I'm not saying that all other commands are not useful, but select will be the most useful command. You have to have friendly with everyone with every command. There are some differences between DDL and DML. DDL stands for data definition. DML stands for data manipulation. DDL help us to define the structure, where DML help us to manage the data. DDL affect the whole table. It only affects the rows of the table. DDL helps in defining the field or column of the tables. It helps us in defining rows or records of the tables. They are auto-committed. Changes made are permanent. They are not auto-committed. Changes are not permanent. Changes are permanent. We can roll back our change in DML language. So DDL don't have further classification. DML have classified into procedural and non-procedural. Commands are used in DDL: create, alter, truncate, rename, drop, etc. etc. Here there are various commands: select, update, insert. I hope you got the all knowledge about DDL and DML, and how now in coming videos I will tell you how to use them. So till now we talked about DDL. Now we will talk about DML, how to retrieve the existing data from existing database. I hope you understood what I told you today. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much.